not trying to bring up any emotions that are unwanted, and you have the ability to opt out of this interview at any point. But the school would like me to conduct this to see how you as the student body are adjusting to the change of the death of Alaska Young. Can you state your name and grade, please?
My name is Takumi and I'm a junior.
My name is Chip Martin. I am a junior at Clover Creek.
My name is Miles Halter, also known as Pudge. I'm an 11th grader at Clover Creek boarding school in Alabama.
What was your relationship to Alaska Young?
I was one of her closest friends.
My relationship towards Alaska was very close friends when I first came to Clover.
My relationship to Alaska Young was pretty close. Since the very first day the colonel introduced me to her, I had a crush on her. She was so beautiful and she was pretty unpredictable on what she did, and that's what made her really special about herself.
When was the last time that you saw her?
The last time I saw her was the day before I found out she had passed away.
We weren't out, we were just partying by ourselves. We were just hanging out, drinking, playing Truth or Dare, just chilling.
The colonel and Alaska were drinking some beers and they were having a good time, but we all were. But then the colonel passed out and Alaska and I kept on having a conversation.
And told me that she forgot her mother's death anniversary.
And it's very hard to talk about because that's kind of that. It was just a couple of hours after that she was found dead.
And then we kept getting closer and closer until we eventually made out. After that, she had a phone call where she had to go out the room and she got the phone call. I do not know from who it was. And then I had passed out. And then when she came back, she was crying and said she had to leave.
She was very emotional, crying.
And that's when the colonel and I woke up and we distracted the eagle so that she may leave because it was important.
How did you feel when you found out that she had passed away?
How would I feel?
The day after we found out in the gymnasium, and it was I just lost it.
And then at that moment, the colonel and I looked at each other and felt guilt.
I cried silently and privately. I didn't show my emotions. I really hid it really well.
Because I just didn't know. Alaska was in so many emotions that I didn't know if whether she committed suicide or whether if it was a true accident.
Because we knew that she had been drinking and we did not know if that was our fault because she could have been intoxicated and that could have been cause of the crash.
How are you feeling now, months later? Have you improved at all, or has it stayed the same? How has your life adjusted?
Throughout the months, I felt very guilty. I knew she was emotional and I could smell the alcohol from her, so I know she was drunk. I felt guilty because I knew she was going to drive and she wasn't in the right state of mind to do so.
I just didn't know what to think, and I like the last couple of months have not been my best because I've been trying to figure out what happened to Alaska, but I think it's starting to get better.
Several months after the car crash had happened, the colonel and I went to go explore what really happened.
I kept that secret that I saw her the night before from my friends until I went to Japan to visit my family members.
We wanted to find out the mysteries of the crash. Some people had said she had committed suicide and some other people had been saying that the car crash was natural, that something had happened.
I left a note to Chip and Pudge so they can have some closure on what happened the night of. I told them that she forgot her mother's death anniversary, and I only said this because they were already trying to figure out the night of what happened to her, and they were really close to figuring it out, so I decided to just give them a letter explaining everything.
So the colonel and I, after months and months had passed, we went to go investigate what really happened and found no answers. Eventually, we found nothing and we eventually gave up.
What was your favorite memory with Alaska?
My favorite memory with Alaska was the night where me, Pudge, her, and a couple of my other friends, we were at a forest and we all decided to drink, and we were all listening to music and talking about memories, and we played this game like, what was your worst day and your best day? And it was just a good day that day.
I think my favorite memory of me in Alaska is when the eagle found us by the lake and we were smoking, and I was such a goody goody before I came here, and then my roommate was such an influencer, and then Alaska was like one of the cutest girls I've seen in the school. So yeah, I obviously got into the gritty or whatever you want to call it, but I think that's my favorite memory of her, because we were just talking, the sun was out, we were laying, we were hugging. It was like we were together in my head, but I know we weren't. But I knew we were really great friends at that time.
My favorite memory was when Alaska and I stayed for Thanksgiving. That was one of the best Thanksgivings I had because it was just her and I eating, having fun, and enjoying ourselves. We ate, we went through the students' rooms because they were all on vacation, and just her and I had stayed. We eventually went towards night where Alaska and I were outside with a bottle of wine looking at the stars, and her being right next to me, and that's when I found out that I really liked her a lot.